Hi, it's Pastor Paul Anderson from the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, where we believe God's blessings never stop flowing. It is Worshipful Wednesday. It is that middle of the week where we find ourselves at the peak, at the mountaintop, at a place in which we know that we are halfway through, and that means we ought to definitely give God a good praise on today. So I encourage you to take a moment, take a praise break. The Old Testament, it tells us in the King James Version, whenever you read the Psalms, it uses the word Selah. That means take a praise break. I hope you take a praise break today and bless God for the wonderful things he's doing. Look with me into the Gospel according to St. Mark, the 3rd chapter, verses 13 through 19 from the New Living Translation. It's a very powerful text because it talks about how Jesus chooses his 12 apostles. It lets us see some very important nuggets of truth that I think we can find in the few moments that we have. The first thing that it lets us see, it says that Jesus went up on a mountain. It lets us know, first of all, that Jesus had some special time that he spent with God the Father. And that becomes a paradigm, a model for you and I. We should always have some special time alone with the Father. Jesus gets away from everything. He goes to the mountaintop. It is oftentimes that throughout the Bible, you find out when God is about to do something, he takes the person that he wants to speak to the mountaintop. We're on Wednesday. It's the mountaintop day. Make sure you go there. Secondly, it lets us see that after Jesus gets to the mountaintop, he looks around. And he realizes that it is now time for him to enlist those persons. In this particular text, enlist those men who will help him to carry out the good news of the message of the gospel of the good news of Jesus Christ coming into the world for all of us as sinners. So what he does is that he realizes it is now time for him to call the 12. So the 12 come with him on a mountain, and it is there when they accompany him that he appoints them to do the service. Thirdly, what we see is that he calls 12 men, and they're all very different. That reminds you and I that even though he had these brother teams, they were very different. We must understand that God calls all of us because we are different. God doesn't need carbon copies, but he wants us to have variety. He wants us to have diversity. It is from that we begin to see that's how life really is. We have many different personalities, but it still can be the same message. That's the reason that when we begin to read the Gospels and read the good news, we find out it's a different version from someone else. Whenever you read the Gospels from Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, it's one gospel, but it comes from 4 different perspectives, and they're all very different, have some similar stories, but they're all very different. That's the reason why God needs you. God needs you because you're different. God needs you because no one can tell the story like you. There are people that you can reach that nobody else can reach. And lastly, he wants us to go out and to do what these 12 did, to find some more to tell the story. Today on this Worshipful Wednesday, I hope after you've spent a mountaintop experience with God, that you realize that God wants you to enlist others to partner with you as you do what God has called you to do, be his servant. Here at the Fountain, we don't call each other members, but we call each other ministry partners because we partner together to do this ministry that God has called us to. May God bless you. May heaven smile upon you on this Worshipful Wednesday. I'll look forward to seeing you on tomorrow. God bless you and have a great day.
To sow a seed to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, visit our newly redesigned website, thefountainofraleigh.org, and select Sow a Seed from the homepage. Also, giving has been made easier with the new Fountain of Raleigh app, available now in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. Download today, select Giving from the main menu, and then follow the directions to complete your giving through Subsplash.
Thank you so very much for all of your gifts and donations that you've given to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship. We thank you for what you've done in the past, what you're currently doing, and what you will do in the future. Your gifts and donations helps us to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ, not only locally, but throughout the world. Thank you again for your gifts, and may God continue to richly bless you. It is here at the Fountain that we believe that we are exceedingly and abundantly blessed, and may you receive those blessings that God has in store for you.